So here is a look at the Rossignol Templar, just for you to get an idea of the camber profile. It is 40% camber, 60% rocker. I'd really like for them to step it up with a little more camber, because you barely have anything really there. It's enough to make the ride stable and to make it a little better carving than it should be, but it still feels more like a continuous rocker board with a little bit of camber, as opposed to a camber board with some rocker. You know, there isn't as much balance, but gosh, they really did a nice. Board looks a lot better. You know, the magnet traction, same kind of thing. It's pretty aggressive between the feet, but then really mellow at the tip and tail. So it's not as grabby this year in powder, but it still has excellent hold when it comes to, you know, being out on a hard, icy day. You know, you've got two things going for it. You got the camber terminating between your feet, so you've got a really good grip right there. It gives you a stable ride, and then you've got the magnet traction for the extra edge hold. So it holds an edge really well and turns really well in harder conditions. But the bonus is it's less grippy in powder. This also has a 20 millimeter setback, just like the Taipan. I've only had like one powder day a while back with this, but the Taipan, we've had a couple really deep days, same size. This is the 158, and we had the 158 Taipan. They have kind of like the same setback, the same amount of rocker, and it's just so effortless and easy floating in powder for a directional twin. And this, it seems like the nose is a little bigger than the tail, so you're going to get a lot more directional float with this. You can still center it up and ride switch and powder, but it's just really going to shine setback and surfing around. And the Templar and the Taipan are both very similar and both have great qualities, and it's like it's a toss-up this year as to which one, you know, might make the favorites list. This, you know, might have an advantage over the Templar this year. I mean, over the Taipan this year, just because it has that magnet traction, it has that grip, it's got that extra little nose. It's more of a directional all-mountain kind of ride. Even though they call this a directional twin, it just feels more like an all-mountain, like a beginner to intermediate all-mountain board that can stay with you as you get into advanced and maybe even expert if you're okay with, you know, a little more mellow ride. But you can see just, you know, fun board and a good price point.